Hey guys, check it out. We got a new radio from Retevis. This is an RA87 GMRS mobile radio. This also covers the FRS and the repeater channels. So it's actually, I believe it's a total of 30 channels. But you can also go into VFO mode and you can go quite a few areas. I did notice that it goes way below FRS. It's just for receive though. On the front of the radio, we got a nice display with dual VFO, and that can be changed. Oh, let me see if I can remember how to do it. Yeah, we have it now in channel mode. On the left, we have a volume and a squelch knob. I'll show you in the menu. There's a setting in the menu for the squelch also, but I prefer it here. It makes it easy for setting the volume. Easier to set the volume. If you set it in the menu, actually let me go now. If we press the function button or the fun button, gotta love a radio with a fun button. So, wait a minute, wait for that to clear. Oh, I don't think I did. Alright, actually, it's right there where I left it. So you can have, if you press that megahertz button again, now we can change how that menu item is set. And you can set it to a bunch of different levels. I have it in the menu set to off again, just so that it's easier to set the volume level. Because with it like this, using the knob, the volume's right there. Alright, after that we have the call button, the VFO button, the memory recall button, the low button, the fun button, and the megahertz. Down below the channel button, we have a power button and the channel knob. This one is a 40-watt output. It's different on different channels. On the FRS channels, it's a lower power. I believe it's 5 watts on FRS. I'm not positive about that, but I think it's 5 watts on our FRS, and it's 40 watts on the upper channels, the GMRS channels and the repeater channels. We got a speaker in the top, which I like that the speaker's in the top, especially when I'm mounting it the way I am here. And the speaker's actually pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to be able to pick anybody up right here, but my wife and I were playing with it the other day, and she sounded pretty good coming out of that speaker, even with the tractor running. All right, let's take a walk around the other side of the radio and look at the back of it. On the back of the radio, we have a SO239 connector, and I like this one because it has nuts and bolts that hold it on instead of the single nut that spins around. This type, you can never accidentally spin that connector in the radio. On the right, we have a data port and a speaker port and a hardwired power line that goes to an outlet. A jack, a plug. I knew I'd get it eventually. But it comes with some nice heavy wire, and it's a long length of wire that they supply with the radio. And we also have a pretty big heat sink. The whole back of the radio and the underside of the radio is all heat sink. Let's go back around to the front and see if we can point the camera to underneath and see if we can see that heat sink. My cable's probably going to be in my way here. There we go. Look at that heatsink on that thing. I was talking on it quite a bit the other day, and it stayed just above room temperature. The radio worked really well. Let's talk about the microphone a little bit. The microphone is a cool mic. It's got a lot of buttons on there for direct entry. And it also has some of the buttons that are on the front of the radio. The call button, the VFO, the memory recall. And that PF, I believe that's a programmable button. On the back of the mic, we don't have the typical like CB mic hanger. It has a little loop on the top. And they supply a mic hanger bracket. It came with a self-stick pad on it, and that thing holds really well. I was out on this tractor for a couple of hours the other day with this hanging on here, and it never went anywhere. It won't lift straight up. You gotta lift it up a little bit to lift it off, so it stays put. On this tractor, it's in a nice convenient location. I'm right-handed, it's right there on the right. Now, the reason I put it on the garden tractor is because of the antenna they sent me. This radio is eventually going to be used as a base station radio. I'm going to get something more basic for the tractor. But for now, it's on here. I did not drill holes. I used what's called, the name of the stuff is alien tape. And it works really, really well. Without, I don't know if you can see that. I'm yanking pretty hard on that radio. And that tape rattling the whole hood. It holds really well and it won't cause any damage to the hood. The wiring for now is just run down the side. When I eventually put a radio permanently on here, I'll neaten this up a lot more. The coax comes out the side there, runs beside the tractor. Eventually it's going to get tucked in the frame rail, but for now it's right there. It comes back here, and this antenna is the reason why this radio and antenna are on my tractor. I just couldn't figure out how to get that mounted on my car. They call it a off-road antenna. And this antenna was designed to be put on like a push bar on the front of a Jeep, or a roll bar behind the cab on a pickup. That's what this antenna was designed for. It's designed to take hits and not get damaged. But it's a pretty unique setup. What I did with it was, I got my 3-point hitch on this tractor that I don't really do a lot of hard work with this machine anymore, because this one's got about 2,000 hours on it. So this one's just it does the light lawn mowing and things like the ditch. I have a ditch out in the front of my property, and this machine just has no problem with that. So it lives an easy life. The 3-point hitch, I figured, well, if it's just there for decoration, let's put a pipe in there. There's a flare out here, so this pipe is pressed on to that 3-point hitch on both sides and squeezed together by a threaded rod. It does not go anywhere. The antenna itself, this is a pretty unique design. The coax cable goes right up into the spring. It's part of the spring. So what you have is a notch. When that nut is off, you can lift this right up out, and then the coax can fit right through that notch. Like I said, the spring, let me see. I'll pause you for a second and take that apart. I need 2 hands. The end of the antenna, if you notice, it's isolated from ground, as is the spring. So that spring is actually grounded, and the signal goes through the center of it up to the antenna. And the antenna just threads right onto it. Yeah, we got the Retevis name on that antenna. Oh, let's see if we can turn that some. Get that Retevis name so it's seen right on the back. There we go. Now it's not hidden. Pretty good antenna. This thing it's rugged. It's one that's designed to be able to hit any obstacles and just bend over and return. I'm gonna have to watch out on this machine, because if I hit any obstacles and that antenna comes back, watch where it goes, right to the back of my head. So I may have to lean forward when I go through low branches and stuff. So there we have it. We have the 40-watt GMRS mobile radio from Retevis, the RA87. I will be doing a range test with this radio, just not yet. I need, once I get another radio for this tractor and I set this one up as a base station, then we'll be doing a range test. Because right now all I have other GMRS radios is handheld radios, and well, that's not going to get us very far. Very, very nice manual that comes with the radio too. Everything you need to know is in this manual. A full description of the screen and everything that you see on it, or that could be seen on it. Even telling you how to hook it up. We have, this is for the menu list. Like I said, the manual is very nice. They did a good job with the manual. Then we have a breakdown of the channels. As you can see, 30 channels. And this also tells you what they're transmitting on, or what they're capable of, what power level. And you can see about half of them are high power, half of them are low power. I have to say, of all the two-way radios that I have received recently, this one definitely has the best manual that comes with it. I've had a couple of them that have no manuals whatsoever. You got to go online for any information. I haven't even read through all of this yet. I've been kind of crazy busy around here lately and just haven't had a chance. Once it gets set up as a base station, that's when I'll really be playing with this radio. But for now, I spend just as much time on the seat of my tractor as I do in my car. So it's nice to have a radio on here. It makes it easier to communicate with my wife. If I've been out on the tractor for 3 hours or so, or if I just want to get on here and say, Barb, can you bring me something cold to drink? I'll have the means to on this one now. Like I said, the other tractor that I mow with already has a CB on it. I wanted something different on this tractor. Alright guys, that's it. That's the Retevis RA87 GMRS mobile radio, 40 watt output, and the MR300 off-road mobile antenna. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. In the description, I'll put a bunch of links down there to the Retevis page for both of these items, and to their eBay pages for both of these items. So if you're looking to purchase one, or you want the full info on them, I'll put the links down in the description. Alright guys, 73s.